Following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the June 22nd, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can always send me an email. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, if you'd be good enough to put radio show question, of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we've got a mixed bag out here, slightly mixed. Russell is off 7 points, not a big deal. The Dow's up 15, the S&P's up 15, the NASDAQ 195, semis are up 5, Trending's up 29. You've got gold off $5, silver's down 17 pennies, light sweet crude off 30 cents, natural gas up 7 cents. The 30-year Treasury is flat at 159.30. So to begin with, we've got one question that's in the queue. Let's go ahead and get to that question. Make sure that we get to all questions today. This one is coming in from Stash, and Stash wants to take a look at IBM. And so let me get that fired up on my white background charts. Let's get our 3 time frames out here, and then let's go read Stash's question. Stash's question is, hold IBM, and do you think, so I guess you're holding IBM, and do you think there will be a market crash after Powell speaks? And he's got a smiley face. So I'm assuming that that is just a smiley face, and the answer is no. There's no market crash. There's not going to be a market crash. I don't know where folks are coming up with the idea that there's going to be a market crash. The signals are not even there that are present before the beginning of every market crash. There's just not going to be a market crash. And you can take that to the bank. If anything, what we're in is a consolidation phase. In fact, more likely than not, Stash, just let me get this chart here. We are in the, or approximately in the favorable period of the unfavorable cycle. What did you mean by saying that, Steve-O? Let me just show you this slide right here from the current slide. There we go. So now when you take a look at this, Stash, and everybody else that's taking a look at us, you're all familiar with the sell in May cycle out here. That really begins the unfavorable cycle. Now, the top really doesn't come in for that cycle. Typically doesn't come in until July, not May. Now, in May, we usually get a little bit of a consolidation to push lower into the early summer time frame, the early summer or the late summer or the midsummer, really when summer begins, right? We had just had the summer solstice out here. But that bottom typically comes in around June 25th. What does that mean? June 25th, I believe, is Friday this week. Saturday, it's this week. Today's what? The 20, I don't even know what today's date is. It's the 22nd, this Thursday. So it's Friday. So this week, look, these don't often bottom to the day. Sometimes they do, but they don't often bottom to the day. So Stash, we're actually in this process here for the next 3 to 4 weeks where the market should, doesn't mean that it will, should move higher out there. Now, the should move higher, let me do this here. Let me get to another chart to bring over because that was the Dow that we were looking at. Actually, I can bring over the Dow's daily chart. Let's just stay consistent here. So just give me a moment for this to populate. I don't know why it's taking so long. So now I come over here, Stash, and we're going to take a look at the Dow Cash Indice. So we know that the favorable seasonal aspect of the unfavorable seasonal cycle, that is a mouthful, forms this week. what did we have take place on Friday and really get confirmed yesterday? The TD9 count bottom inside the Dow. So we've got a bottom signaling pattern out here. Now, more likely than not, what the Dow is in the process of doing is making its way up to that squiggly green line, the oscillator and change line, which is 34,225. Now, I know you asked me about IBM, and we're going to get to IBM out there, but really just you asked me really two questions. One was about, I don't know if it was being facetious or being real, so just simply pointing out exactly where we're at, the patterns that are present out there, and then you go ahead and make your decision. But let me come back and get to IBM. So with regard to IBM, here's what we know. It's trading below the bottom of its daily profile. So that is not good. We go from the daily profile over the weekly to understand what's going on there. Well, here we can see that price is consolidating with inside its weekly profile. And its weekly profile levels to be watching: support 139.56, resistance 148.74. In the case of the week or the monthly time frame chart, you can see the larger consolidation. Resistance at 154.36, support would be 130.15. Let me pull over my other IBM chart. So much like the Dow formed a bottom, what IBM did, formed a TD9 count top. Stash, you hear that? A TD9 count top. What did the Dow do? A TD9 count bottom, right? They just work in reverse order here. And what IBM was doing was IBM was pulling back to test its breakout level of support, 143.75. And 3 days ago, it closed just below that. But we don't accept one-hit wonders out there. One-hit wonders, that's it. They're one-hit wonders. We need two consecutive closes below support or two consecutive closes above resistance to tell us that the move is real. Well, it was a false move to the downside inside of IBM. Two consecutive closes below 143.75, Stash, a different scenario. What IBM is more likely than not doing, really great grammar there, Steve-O, good move, is getting up to the 147.56, 148.72 level. That is the daily oscillator and change line. If we move over, take a look at the weekly chart out here. The weekly chart, one, shows no topping pattern. And it shows that last week's move was nothing more than a test of that green line, the oscillator and change line. Price is back above that. So on an intermediate term time frame, IBM is bullish. Intermediate we'll call the weekly time frame. In the case of the monthly, if IBM can close above 158.75, you're going to have a monthly change in trend signal inside of IBM. So that's a level that you would want to be watching out there. So Stash, I hope that answers your question with regard to IBM and the fact that no market crash in sight out there. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But there are no signals of such a thing as we speak right now. So again, I hope that helps you out. So now let's go to the market. Let's try to stick with the markets out there. We've taken care of the one question, but I'd love to get more questions. 877-927-6648 or Steve at TFNN.com. And let's go over and take a look at the ES Mini. Well, actually, all four equity futures contracts. So here in the case of the ES Mini, that's in your left-hand panel. What I want to show you is there's a new profile that's attempting to form. That new profile has support at 41.92 and resistance at 42.45. Now, I've turned off the weekly profiles on this ES Mini chart, just so that you can more easily see in the ES Mini the new daily profile. Now, this will not be confirmed until this evening, but right now it looks pretty solid. It has maintained its levels of top and bottom. Even though I'll just reset this again, and as I reset it, should pop. Yeah, it hasn't changed one iota. So it seems like this is a pretty good TAS market profile. Bullish structured profile, Stash, in the YM. And prices above the center of that box at 33,705. That says the YM gets up to 34,026. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So no question. I take that back. There are some questions that just came in by email. A slew of them. I like slew of questions. Let's go to a couple that came in inside the Tiger's Den. The first one from, my apology, I don't recall who asked. I think it was Fletch. Was Pabst Blue Ribbon. PBR is the ticker symbol. That's a Petrobras out there, a oil stock. And so you're looking to add to your position. So what you need to know here is that at 1187 and 1188. 1187 is the daily TD9 threshold resistance level. That is the top of a TD9 count pattern. That's on the daily time frame, Fletch. On the weekly time frame, it's 1188. So would I add to a position right now knowing that that is a topping signal? The answer is no. Instead of adding to 1163, I'd rather add over 1187, a close above 1188, actually on a weekly basis. But on the daily basis, at least a close above 1187. I'd rather buy at that stage because right now this would really be a momentum add. If you're trying to buy some type of a pullback to support out here, price above the top of the bullish structured daily profile. When you're above a bullish structured profile, those counter trend moves back to the center, which would be 1116, would be an area to consider. But you're talking about a spread between 1116 and 1187. I don't know. So, and on the monthly chart, you can see prices also at resistance, right? The resistance level here is 1171. That's the bottom of that monthly profile. So I believe your specific question was you'd like to add, and the charts are suggesting now is not the time to add out there. Yeah, it's got tops. There's not been any level of support that's been broken, but now is just simply not the time to add for the reasons that we just took a look at. So I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for writing in. GB Tampa 88, you're welcome, wants to take a look at, what do you want to look at? JCI. JCI stands for Johnson Controls, Inc. Now, what I don't know is what are you looking for? You just want me to look at it. Oh, I just looked at it. I'm done looking at it. I'm just kidding you out there. But as we do look at it, what do we notice? We know that prices above the monthly profile and daily profiles and trading into the resistance level here of its weekly profile. So what you'd like to see, really, you'd like to see it close above the top of that profile, 66.69. Of course, you would like to see 2 consecutive closes above that level. Let's pull over one of my other charts, JCI, see if there's any other signal information that we've got out here. Voila. On the daily time frame, we can see that price is up at a resistance level, and that's that green oscillator and change line. So 67.17. So GB in Tampa. If price can close above 67.17, price should go at least target its most recent high out there. Not much higher than what we're trading right now, but the high from the trading session of June 1st, and that's at the 68.33 level. Let's look at the weekly time frame chart. Look for any kind of signals. The weekly has a TD9 count. Always says caution, especially when price is underneath that oscillator and change line out there, which is at 67.80. So it's got a topping signal, but nothing broken out here. Nothing broken on the weekly. Certainly nothing broken on the daily. You can see prices pull back and just simply test the breakout level of 64.50. Now that tells you that 64.50, which you knew anyways, is a key level of support. So if you do see 2 consecutive closes below that, then 59.33 would be its potential price target out there. So right now, that's what's going on. We take a look at Johnson Controls sitting up at resistance on the daily and on the weekly basis with some topping signals out there. So I hope that helps you out. This person calls always when I'm on the show, and I need to talk to this person. That is, but it ain't going to happen. So it's not going to happen right now. So crazy. In any event, let's go to this question here. I'm just trying to whittle this down. So Rachel from North Carolina. Hey, Rachel, I don't think I've received an email from you, so thanks so much for writing in, listening to the show. We love new folks. Maybe you've been listening for a while, but we love hearing from everyone out there. And so Rachel from North Carolina wants to take a look at ticker symbol CPE. So let's get that fired up out here. And let me get that fired up, CPE, on one of these other charts. And your question is, you're wondering if you could look at it. Yes. You're currently long the equity. Okay, so you're long the equity. We like it because it's trading above daily, weekly, and monthly profile levels. So it's above all kinds of resistance out there. Old resistance can become new support. If you're asking me where that is, it would be between 50.01 and 48.77. That is the top and the center of its bear structured profile, which price is now above for its second consecutive day. So the question is, where is this thing running to? Is there a price projection out here? One thing that we can do longer term is take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern. And it would look something like this. I'm not going to make sure that I've got the exact bottom tick out here. It might be the week of October 12th, 2020 as our A point. It could be the following week. I'm just going to use, well, I was going to use that. I couldn't grab it properly. I'm going to use the following week. It's going to be easier to grab the, there we go. So there's your A point. Your B point out here on a weekly basis, March 15th, and the C point is the retracement down into March 22nd. So, and the volume on that B point was 20 million shares. And when it was passed a few weeks ago, it was 10 million shares, light and the low for 7. So it hasn't passed it with volume. Doesn't mean that it's not an A to B equals CD to the upside. But 67.81 is what the weekly chart is giving us a signal for. Now let's go take a look at our other charts out here. Now I've got the daily and the weekly in a 30-minute time frame for you. And on the daily out here, we're not seeing any kind of a topping signal. So this says, yeah, I want to continue to move higher. So stay with that position. The weekly chart out here says, okay, this is going to be bar number 8 of a TD9 count, but it's above TD9 breakdown resistance at 49.20. So this says you could see a top this week, but we're not seeing that signal on the daily time frame, so I don't think it's this week. I think that at least you get another week of highs. It could be even 2 more weeks out there. So there's no signal here, and because we're up at the session high, there's no reason for me to go look at a 30-minute chart. It's not going to show us any signs of a turn. So Rachel from North Carolina, thanks so much for listening in on the show out here, and stay with Callion Petroleum Company, and best of luck to you. David H. writes in and he says, hey, Steve, what do the charts suggest for Netflix short term? So let's get Netflix going on, NFLX on those white background charts, NFLX on the black background charts out here. And Netflix right now David, is trading above resistance, and resistance is 50503. This will be day number 1. If you can get 2 consecutive closes above 50503, the signal is that Netflix should go make a move to 52105. Why is that? Well, 1, you'd have 2 consecutive closes above resistance on the daily, and then you are above the center of its bullish structured weekly profile. That says when you get above, when you close above the center of weekly structured profile, or bullish structured profile, which we won't know till Friday. We're going to use the information we've got at 1:25 in the afternoon today. That suggests a move up to the top of that profile. The monthly, you're just consolidating inside a bullish structured profile out there. That gives us a resistance zone of 575.37. So to summarize Netflix on the daily, weekly, and monthly charts out here, with regard to profiles, they're suggesting higher price. Let's go take a look at where some other resistance might be. Well, voila. Bar number 7 of a TD9 count as price approaches 511.76. So assuming that you're long Netflix out here, David, 511.76 is the level you want to see price take out. If it doesn't do that, today's day number 7. Tomorrow could be bar number 8. So that says between Wednesday and Friday, you could get a TD9 count, right at TD9 breakdown resistance. That could send price back to the bottom of that profile at 485.23, just creating some kind of short-term, some type of short-term consolidation. But a close above 511.76, hey, you still may get that TD9 count. So that would be a nice move out there. But right now, there's a real resistance zone. That's where the battleground is at 511.76. So thanks so much for writing in. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We're going to commercial. We'll be back, and I would love to hear from you too, folks. 877-927-6648 or Steve at TFNN.com.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom Oâ Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back. Let's go to our next question. This one coming in from Hector and the Fuel Injectors. Happy Taco Tuesday. Says Hector, Apple is looking strong. What are your thoughts also? And can you please work an A to B equals CD up on Apple if possible? If one exists, we'll certainly take a look at it. So with regard to Apple, it is trading above 132.55. 132.55, let's come to our three-panel charts out here, is the TD9 threshold level. And what that says to us, Hector, is if Apple can close above that, strong momentum to the upside. Now, when I say strong momentum to the upside, it doesn't mean that we have to ignore resistance levels. We just go look for those resistance levels. Well, it turns out that on a daily time frame, I've marked this on the weekly chart, the next resistance level, or TD9 breakdown resistance level, is 137.07. And on the weekly chart, we can see that it's trading into a bearish structured profile. So your resistance zone, which Apple should get up to, is the 135.25 to 137.07 area. So yes, it looks strong to do that because of closing, or well, the day's not over. If Apple closes back below 132.55, Hector, that's a bad signal out there. Or at least it tells us resistance is held. So I say a bad signal. Don't misinterpret that. It's just not good. But if it does close above this level, it says, 137 to the 135 area. Now, you're asking for an A to B equals CD pattern. Let's see if we can actually find one. The only one that I see out here, Hector, which has not formed yet, would be starting with the A point down here. Let's get to it. All the way down on the trading session of March the 8th. That would be the A point. The B point out here would be April 29th, and the C point would be the retracement down into May 12th. And that would be the A to B equals CD that I see out here. Along since the C point, there's no A to B equals CD pattern that is out there, at least not one that I see. There could be an A to B equals CD to the downside. And that is when Apple gets done with its current work. We've identified that resistance level. We don't know whether it'll hold or not, but if it does, that could actually set up A to B equals CD to the downside. That would look something like the A point would be out here at April 29th. The B point would be the low on May 1st, and then the C point, I don't know that it's actually formed yet. This tool here I don't think allows me to just select something. If I use today's high out here, and I'm not saying today's high is the C point, that would be an A to B equals CD to the downside. And really nothing large, nothing gigantic out there. So there's really no A to B equals CD pattern that you would want to hang your hat on inside of Apple, not at least at this stage out there. So Hector, I hope that helps you out. Patty as well. Thanks so much for writing in. Always good to hear from the two of you. JJ writes in, and JJ wants to take a look at BLL. So that would be BLL. Let me get that going on my white charts out here, the black background charts, BLL. That is ticker symbol, BLL, Ball Corp. And hi, Steve. Would like your analysis on Ball. Thanks, Jim from Palm Harbor. So, Jim, you've got the Ball Corp right now trading right into potential resistance, a brand new profile forming today. That profile, and this is a solid profile, so unlike the equity future contracts or the other future contracts where I say there appears to be a new profile forming, that's not the case with these individual symbols out there. I'm not using Stevie's advanced Doppler tool for this, but there's a brand new profile. It is slightly bearish in structure, and your resistance level is 81.89. Price right now is trading at 81.92. If price can close above 81.89, and I don't mean 81.92. You kind of know what I mean, Jim. But if price can close above it, and certainly close above for 2 consecutive closes, the signal here is a change in trend for Ball Corp. Now, the next resistance level up above this 81.89 level, unfortunately, is at 82.51. It is the bottom of the weekly profile. But if price can get inside that, that's a bonus. And that bonus would say, hey, let's set our sights on 86.44 to 87.75. Let's pull back the curtain on Stevie's white background charts. And so, Jim, as we take a look at the daily time frame, what we see here is today is going to be the confirmation of a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. We saw price moving lower, doing less relative energy out there, but today is the first bullish reversal candle out here. So you've got that gap to the upside, that rising window, again, closing above the top of that daily profile for 2 consecutive, says, hey, over time, it may want to get all the way back to the highs at 93.95. That's the next daily resistance level until another profile would form out there. The weekly time frame. What does that communicate to you and I? Price, this, and a weekly basis is really important, Jim, and everybody else out there. This develops into a TD 9-count top. And what does price do? Pulls all the way back on a weekly basis to its TD9 breakout level, 78.58. It does that last week. So you've got a nice bottom in on a daily time frame, price pulling back to a support level, breakout support on the weekly time frame. Jim, I like the trade. Of course, what you want to see is 2 consecutive closes above that resistance level that formed today, and that's the top of that daily profile. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in, and best of luck on that trade. That takes care of all the questions by email. Let me just do a quick check and make sure. Sometimes this ISP just gives a little bit of a delay. No, looks like we've gotten all the questions there. I believe we've taken care of all the questions inside the Tiger's Den. But if there is something you want me to take a look at, please type that in, and we'll be happy to do that. In the meantime, question for GSAT. Okay, there you go. So GSAT, let me get that going on my white background charts. GSAT. Seems like I've got to go back to school for this. I feel like I'm taking one of the SATs. What is GSAT? It is Global Star. And Global Star today, and this is a beauty, it is trading above the top of a bearish structured profile. $1.60. This is only day one. Also happens to be above the top of its weekly profile, $1.66. And where is it gunning for? $1.90. That is the top of the monthly profile. So I don't know who asked the question. I just know somebody did ask the question. If price closes above 190, GSAT looks muy bueno, bullish out there. But let's go take a look at my other chart, see if there's any other signals out here. Voila, there is. $1.69 is the level. That's the TD9 breakdown area. So 2 consecutive closes above that say we've got a change in trend with price moving to the upside, only in day number 3 of a TD9 count, so this should continue to move higher. That's the message from the daily charts. The weekly charts out here, they're showing us what? They're showing that I've got to actually get to the weekly tab. Now that we're at the weekly tab, price is also above a breakdown area, 176. So GSAT looking pretty good. Now this is going to be an end of week, and then of course next week out there. But right now, price is above that resistance area, so that looks muy bueno. If we take a look at the monthly time frame chart, 204 is the number. And a close above 204 says, hey, we've got a change in trend on the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. So we take a look at GSAT. We like the way that the charts are set up as we speak right now at 1:37 in the afternoon. So whoever asked for that, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for the request. Yeah, I don't see any other questions inside the Tiger's Den. So let's go take a look at some of our usual suspects out here. Let me just do this. Let me go to the market update charts and kind of see what is worth discussing out here. So you've got a new profile in the daily in gold that is attempting to form. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, that's not the chart we wanted to look at. Oh, let's do this. Yeah, here. This is a good one. What do you mean this is a good one, Steve-O? I don't know. I just mean this is a good one. On the left-hand side, you've got Goldilocks. You can see major support between 1772.80 and 1775.70. So here's the deal. You close below last week's low of 1761. You're headed south in a big way. That's Goldilocks. No new profile on silver. So silver may be targeting the 24.29 level. We'll be right back, folks.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow's up 30, S&P 15, NASDAQ 197. We've got a couple of questions that have come in by email, so let's go to those. The first one coming from Susanna. Susanna says, I'd like to go long BB. BB is a BlackBerry, folks, because it is a short squeeze active candidate. Would analysis be still helpful? Yeah, absolutely. If so, profiles, not layered, change lines, so on and so forth. That is Susanna in Canada. So Susanna was really trading BlackBerry within a very wide daily profile. Support, or the bottom, 964. Resistance to the top, 1783. Gigantic profile. There's a big profile on the weekly, 874 to 1764. And 681 to 1657 on the monthly. So profile standpoint, I don't know that profiles are really going to assist you and I for the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame out there. So let's go take a look at my other charts and see what other signals we can find out here. So you're looking for a short squeeze. What you're really looking for is some kind of bottom signal. Do we have that today? We don't. We don't have that yesterday. Today's going to be bar number 8, but it's not a lower low below yesterday's low. So if you could get a lower spike low today, tomorrow, or the next day below yesterday's low, by the way, is 1232, then you could get a TD9 bottom signal, and that would be your entry into a long position, whether it gets squeezably soft like a Charmin or not. Let me look at the in the weekly. I don't really think it's going to be of value to us, other than to say price above the oscillator and change line. So that's a slight positive out there. Let's look at the short-term time frames, the 30-minute chart. So the 30-minute chart shows this: a Rhodes momentum indicator signal occurring at about 10:30 yesterday, or on the 21st. No, not yesterday, the 21st. And what has transpired, Susanna, as price made its way up to resistance. That resistance, or first resistance level, is at 1358. That took place at 1 o'clock, and the actual high was 1357. So price needed to close above that to tell you that, okay, hey, you know what, there may be a change in trend signal out here. So unless price closes above 1358, I'd wait to see if you can get that TD9 count pattern on the daily time frame out there. Because you're saying short squeeze, I would then say if price closes above 1358, 1380, then maybe you're on to something out there, or you're on to something that from the short term, it's signaling that price wants to move higher. So I hope that helps you out with regard to BB, and that is BlackBerry, and best of luck to you on that trade. Let's see. The next question comes in from Joey. Joey says, hey, Steve, I know you dislike digital currencies. I don't know why that is, since digital currencies may be the best invention of my lifetime. Whoa. But could you please take a look at the Bitcoin for me? So absolutely, happy to take a look at Bitcoin. BTC, now let me get this fired up out here. BTC. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the continuous contract, because if I just pull up the current contract, I'm not going to be able to get weekly information, which is really what we want to take a look at: the daily TD9 breakout levels and the weekly breakout levels. So here we take a look at Bitcoin on the continuous contract. Let's expand this out. There we go. So here's how these TD9 breakout areas work, Joey. When you get below 1, typically you gravitate down to the next one. So we can see that Bitcoin closed below 46,295. It closed below 46,295 on May 17th. Again, you get below 1, you typically gravitate to the next one. Where's the next one? It's at 29,940. What did we do today? We got down to 29,940. Now you can see a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. It's actually got an RMI, Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, as a result of this hammer candle that formed out here on June 8th. Watch the low, 39.15. If price closed below 39.15, the expression we like to use, if you're long, you're wrong. Why? Because if you close, that's simply if you close below the bottom of a hammer candle, that's just the expression. Now, that expression would only take us then to the next breakout area. Well, the next breakout area is about $3,000 lower, 26,080. Below that, 19,080. Below that, 15,520. As long as each of these continue to get busted to the downside, the next price will likely gravitate to that next breakout area. On a longer term or intermediate term chart, the weekly, we can see that price is now has been below for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is week number 6, below its breakdown level, 38,305, after generating a TD9 count top. So what does this tell us? This says over time, Bitcoin is headed to 10,565. Again, the intermediate term time frame has its own signal, its different signal. It's very compelling with regard to moving down to the 10,565 level over time. And the daily, just keep watching those stair-step levels. Again, 29,940, 26,080, 19,080, 15,520, 13,315 out there. Those would be the levels to be watching. With regard to my dislike or just your comment there about the fact that Bitcoin could be the best invention of your lifetime, can you give me some other best invention of people's lifetimes that we don't know who actually created it? Can anyone come up with anything that is a great invention that we don't know who invented it? That should make you say, something to think about. Peanut butter? I don't know about that. Didn't Jimmy Carter invent peanut butter out there? Yeah. Typically, we know who in the heck invented something if it's going to be the greatest out there. Automobiles, we don't know who invented automobiles. There's a lot of people who stepped up to take on the responsibility for doing that out there. So so. Just throwing that out there with regard to Bitcoin, just something to think about. But anyways, that's where price is headed to. So I hope that helps you out. So no other requests out here. So let's go in, take a look at let's go take a look at some of the usual suspects. One of those suspects. Oh, we were already doing that, and then I got sidetracked by a call or an email. We were looking at gold and silver, and so in the case of silver. So where we've got nice support inside of gold, right? It's very clear. Now, again, this daily profile is attempting to form. We won't have confirmation about it until this evening. But nonetheless, right now at 1:49 in the afternoon, we know there's substantial support between 1772 and 1775.70. For silver, we can't say that because there is no profile support. Well, there is profile support. It just happens to be at 24.29 to 23.01. Or 23.10, and we're trading at 25.93. Now, here's the bad news for gold and silver, and that is that the U.S. dollar index is trying to form a new daily profile. Why is that bad news? Well, the reason it's bad news is right now that profile is below price. And when a profile forms below price, the signal from my TAS market profile buddies is that is a bullish message. Granted, the U.S. dollar index is pulling back. I'm just sharing with you from the inventors of TAS market profiles, and I know who those folks are out there, that is a bullish message for the instrument. In this case here, it happens to be the U.S. dollar index. Look, the confirmation of that will certainly be gold closing below its support levels out here, and then, of course, the U.S. dollar index continuing to move higher. And you may say move higher to where? Well, that's pretty easy from a profile perspective. That would be $93.05. That is the top of its weekly profile. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So no questions in the queue out here. Let's just take a peek at some of the commodities out there. We've got up on the screen right now, we've got live futures out here. No, we already did the analysis on Bitcoin. Live cattle futures, we've got lean hogs. Lean hogs at a support level, that little rising trend line. Looks like live cattle wants to make it back to its most recent high. You've got feeder cattle trading above resistance, but you've got that descending trend line level that it's targeting in the 160 area. That's what's going on with those commodities. Soft commodities such as wheat. Wheat right now attempting to form a new daily profile support at the 652.60 level and resistance 684. So watch those areas if you are in that's the July wheat futures contract. Soybean futures also forming a new profile, and that profile is forming above price. Just like we talked about in the U.S. dollar index out here, this is a profile forming above price. That's bearish. But if price can overcome 14.50, that would be a different story. Corn, if we take a look at corn futures, just right now trading into its daily profile with support at the 528.50 level. New profile attempting to form in coffee as well. Resistance at 157.30. Support at the 150.43 level. You've got sugar down below, a brand new profile that's attempting to force 16.85. You're at 16.43. That suggests move down to that little rising trend line area. Cocoa futures below trend line, below the bottom of its daily profile. So that's what's going on inside the soft commodities area out there. Again, I'd say the big chart today to be watching, at least with regard to the NDX 100, is going to be Apple. And if Apple can close above 132.55, that suggests that it continues to move higher. Now, continue to move higher. Resistance is at 137.07, and that's where price should be targeting on any close today above that 132.55 level. Folks, thanks so much for being here on Terrific Tuesday. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours. My favorite polar bear, David White's up next. The Power Trading Hour, Tom Oâ Brien will take us on home from 3 to 4. I'll be back with you on Wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific Tuesday, folks.